So today I've declared an intention to stand, and that is a huge step, particularly as women are sometimes not very enthusiastic about putting our names forward. But I always tell young girls that they've got to take that step, they've got to take that leap. So I think it's about time that I practice what I preach and put my own name forward. So it's very, very exciting and also slightly daunting.
Gemma Arias-Vasquez and Nigel Feetham were introduced by party leader Fabian Picardo, who welcomed the fact that both party members would stand together.
I'm really happy to see that what I might call the two leading lights for the contention to lead the party into the future have announced that they have come to terms that one of them will take the step to seek the leadership of the party and that the other will support her.
He said that if elected by the party membership, they would be able to focus on the things that the public and the party members wanted to see: housing, high standards of public services and employment. This, he said, was a lesson on how to do things in the interest of the people of Gibraltar. And it was an emotional Fabian Picardo who spoke of his time of departure as party leader getting nearer and the likelihood of Gibraltar's first woman chief minister coming from his party.
The last things I would say today is that this may be a small step for Gemma. But it's going to be a huge step for women in Gibraltar.
So I put my name forward today to be party leader of the Gibraltar Socialist Labour Party. That is me putting my name forward to the party members. They then take a vote and they then decide who becomes their party leader. Once an individual becomes a party leader, that party leader then would lead the government ordinarily. So that's why there's a link between party leader and chief minister.
And we know, of course, that Fabian Picardo is not standing as leader of the party. We don't know what he's going to be doing next.
That's right. Fabian Picardo has said on numerous occasions now that he will not be standing as leader of the party. And prior to that, I was very hesitant to state any intention because my view was that there wasn't a vacancy. But now that he is saying it quite repeatedly, I took the view that I did want to put my name forward.
So we can imagine, we can assume, although you will assume nothing, but I can assume that Fabian Picardo will stay in Parliament. You don't have the numbers. You would spark an election, a by-election. I can assume that he would stay in Parliament perhaps as a backbencher.
That's right. He could stay in Parliament as a backbencher, but one thing I have learnt in 2.5 years is to take nothing for granted and to take one step at a time. So what I'm doing today is that I'm putting my name forward for the members of the GSLP to vote for me in the next AGM as party leader.
There has been a lot of jostling between you and Mr Feetham for top dog. How has this come about?
I don't think there's actually been any jostling between us. We've always had a very strong relationship and we both are very aware of each other's strengths. So Nigel is very strong on matters of the economy. Nigel has brought in more tax, for example, than anyone prior to him. So we are both very aware of our strengths. One thing that we are also very conscious of is that unity is key and that there is, in the immortal words of Joe Cox, there is far more than unites us than that which divides us. There is strength in coming together as a team, and that is in fact what we are doing. We are here putting ourselves forward for the party to vote for us as a joint ticket, because we think that that is a far stronger position and it puts it in a far better position so that we can start thinking about the next election and our policies together.
How do you think you'd get past the party's wear and tear after 15 years and convince the electorate that it's not more of the same?
We are a very different team, or we would be a very different team. So even the change at the party leader echelon itself is a very different state. So we would be looking to make that change ourselves internally and persuade the electorate that actually it is the same core values the GSLP has always had, but which have evolved for 2026. So it is a ticket of continuity, because we'd have some members that have been there for a longer period, but it's also one of change within the party with a different way of politics being carried out.
What would you say to people who'd say that you're too new and inexperienced?
I'd say that for the past 2.5 years, I've carried half the budget of the government. I'd ask them to look at my record in those 2.5 years and to judge on my record what I have done. I have taken on some portfolios which are huge portfolios, including the Gibraltar Health Authority, the business portfolio, and the care agency. They're enormous portfolios, as well as the utilities. And I believe I have made a change there, a positive change there. So I'd ask people to look at my record.
Mr Feetham, Mrs Arias-Vasquez says that suggestions of division were always misguided. And yet you've made comments in the past that Mr Picardo favoured her, describing this as unfair and saying you believed you had the widest electoral appeal. What's changed?
Well, let me say that I'm very excited about the future of the party and indeed the future for Gibraltar. We have chosen unity over division. We have chosen unity of leadership and indeed unity of purpose. Gemma and I have been working very closely together within the cabinet and indeed as government ministers, particularly so over the last 3 months. And when you engage with people on a one-to-one, you see people's humanity. You see the human side of people. And it was a natural conversation that we had together, and I can remember very clearly exactly where it happened. And I said to Gemma, I want to support you as the next leader of the GSLP. Gemma has the qualities required to lead this community. I have absolutely no doubt that that is the case. But I was struck by Gemma's immediate response. Gemma said to me, Nigel, I want you to be there with me. I won't do it without you. And therefore, the conversations progressed around what is in the best interest of Gibraltar, not what is in the best interest of any particular candidate. And I tell you what, when you reference the interview that you've rightly referenced, which was a year ago, I also said that I would consider putting my name forward, but I would only do so if it was in the best interest of the party. The party leader, and indeed the chief minister, has said today in very clear terms that he intends to call an AGM of the party no later than the end of this year. In fact, he's actually said November or December. He's also said that we could be a year away from a general election. A year away from a general election is not the time to divide the party. We have seen what divisions have done to the other side, politically of course, namely the GSD. We will not make the same mistakes of our political opponents because we are the natural party of government. We deliver for the people of Gibraltar. Therefore, every conversation that Gemma and I have had, and indeed every conversation that we will have over the next 15 months before that general election, is how can we deliver for the people and indeed winning the next general election.
Mr Feetham, having said all that, how much were you swayed by the fact that you've been offered a bespoke role as Vice Deputy Chief Minister?
I wasn't swayed by that at all. In fact, I offered my support to Gemma without any horse trading. It was Gemma that offered the Vice Deputy Chief Minister to me. If indeed she does get elected as party leader, and she's made it absolutely clear that anyone can stand for election as party leader, I expect, of course, that Gemma will rightly take her place as party leader at the AGM, and at that stage she has confirmed that she would be appointing me as Vice Deputy Chief Minister. But more importantly for me, Christine, is the work that I'm doing for the economy. Without a strong economy, nothing else matters.
What we are now clearer as to what is most likely to happen is that by the end of the year we will have a new Chief Minister. José Garcia will remain Deputy Chief Minister and Nigel Feetham will be in post as Vice Deputy Chief Minister. But 2027 will bring with it elections, and all indications are that it's all to play for. The political starting gun has gone off, and all parties will want to be ready for the race.